Okay, so JavaScript is a scripting language uh, which can implement complex features, especially like loops and other stuff. Okay, so whenever we make a web page with help of HTML and CSS, we just call it an static web page because it just pops up and just shows the information uh, that was given by the program or the coder, but there is no user interaction. The user cannot give its feedback, its input, anything. So to tackle that, we have this JavaScript. With help of JavaScript, we can create dynamic web pages, um, which which will add many features to our web pages actually. Okay, let me just first make it full screen. So there are functions in JavaScript. So there is something called functions. What function is it is a block of code designed to perform a particular task. Like if in the process of making food, if I have to uh, if in a making of a sabzi like a food, there's a part in which we have to just cut the vegetables. So that we can call it a part of the process. And similarly, in a program, there is a part of that program that we call block of code, and that is function. That is like it is designed to do a particular task. So a JavaScript function is executed when something invokes it or calls it. Basically, mainly whenever we put input for through any key or click something, then only a JavaScript function executes. Most of the time, it's like that only, or something is loaded, and in this way, the function is invoked. And the most important feature of using a function in any programming language is that it helps us to reuse the code even in different programs as well as in that program only. So, any doubts in function till now?
No.
Okay, cool. So this is syntax of function. In JavaScript, we can use functions in these four ways actually. Okay. So the first one is the traditional one, where we write function. It is not actually the function name, but function name, and then uh, first function name, and then this parenthesis. Inside it, it is parameter or arguments. Then these curly braces, and inside it, we write the block of code. Here, the return a plus 100 is what this function is returning to where it has been called, like where it has been invoked, more like that. So and after that we can remove the word function, because what is it, it was just a name. If we don't need the name of that function in the code, then we can just directly go with this parenthesis and equal to and uh, greater than. So this sign is always important for the function. Okay. Similarly, we will need parentheses, and then we will remove the parentheses, and after that we can remove the okay, we will remove the curly braces, and we can remove the parentheses as well. So these are four ways to write a function in JavaScript. I will show you. Some of it is actually very useful. We use it more often actually. Okay, so built-in functions. There are some built-in functions. One of them is alert. There are more than it. Console, for each, and much more. There are many inbuilt functions which has specific tasks for the tasks already assigned to them. So this is how this pop up. Whenever you might have come across these type of pop-ups in your web page, any website, and that is done by alert function actually. Okay. So what console.log function does, I will show you that. Okay, just let it be. So there are variables. What is variable? Any idea in programming language? Any of you have any idea about it?
Memory locations to store anything.
Yeah, it's like that only actually. Exactly. So variable is like a container in which we store our data. So in In JavaScript, we declare variables in these three ways. In usually Python, C, or any other language, we have to define a data type, key like what type of data that variable contains. But in JavaScript, we don't have to do something like that. We have var, let, and const. What these things are for? Let's see. So var is the keyword that we use to declare a variable globally, okay, throughout the program, and actually it can change its value. So var is the keyword, and age is the variable name, and 20 is the value. In this way, let what let does is let allows us to declare a variable to a particular function. When you just define a function inside it, that variable with let can only you can use that variable only in that function. Outside that, it will not work. And the const is constant only. If you make any variable constant, you cannot change its value through any through the program. Okay. And events, so what are events? So whatever we do interact with the website is termed as events in simple language only. Okay. So what we do whenever you click, so this is inline function, and here it is something on click. This is an event. When you click on something on this button, it will invoke a function. And what function? This function it will invoke. Okay, so hello is the function name, and on click it invokes this function and executes alert function. I will show you this events. You will get to know it easy. It is very easy thing. Then what type of events are there? It is on click, on mouse over. Okay, so on click is whenever you click in we actually use click. On click is only for inbuilt when you like use the JavaScript inside the tag only. And then there is mouse over. Mouse over is basically hovering over it. And on key down, on key up, these are just pressing the key. And when you put your finger up from the key, these are those events. On load and on blur, whenever something is loaded, it is on load. And blur is I actually when it is being loaded actually. And then what is DOM manipulation? Query selectors. This is the most important thing, and actually the easiest one. So what you do is in it is, what is DOM? First of all, DOM is document object model. So you don't need to remember the full form, it is not important. So what happens is, whenever you go to a website, your browser requests to the server that yes, I need to access this website, please send the code of it to my machine. Then that website is actually working on locally on your machine. In this way, when the data of that website comes to the browser, it converts into DOM. It is more like a tree structure. And I in that so it has tags, id, classes that use we have used tags, id, classes in html, attributes, elements. So these are the things we can access through DOM, and that is called DOM manipulation. How we do it is query selectors. Earlier days it was get element by id and by tag name is type. These type of things were there, but from now we have these things, query selectors. So if you want to access a tag, you just simply write the name of that tag. Document.query selector, name of the tag. If you want to access through id, use hash. If you want to access through class, use dot, similar to the css you have used. Okay. Any doubts till now? uh,
What's the difference between var and let?
var and let. Okay, very simple thing. Let me show you. Okay, so var is something when you declare it globally, you can access it globally. Okay, and we will be using it. Okay, it's no, it doesn't have it. Okay, so like if there is a block of code, should this one. I will show you in the program only. Let's do it. So first of all, what we do, we will create a JS file. Okay. And most important thing is to link the JS with your JavaScript. But for now, let's create another HTML file, sample.html. Just make you familiar with where and other stuff. Call a boilerplate, and there is just a p tag which will say hello world. Now I will have to link the script JavaScript with HTML. To do that, I use script tag, and inside the script tag, I have to use source. SRC represents source. You might have used it in attribute href is there, but in image you have been using it. Inside the source, I have to define the path where it is actually. So I just have to name it script.js. Now the JavaScript has been linked. So let's just one by one go through everything. First of all, um, just show you what var is and what let is, the difference between var and let. So I will create var a equal to 10 and let b equal to 10 equal to 20. Okay, and I will create a function as well. So I will create a function. I will name it add, and inside it I will just add a plus b. We should return a plus b, or better to use a plus 20. And now I will just run it on HTML in the browser. So I have just started live server. It will take time to just load it. Okay, this is the website now, sample.html. So I should also show you what is console.log is. Instead of this, we will use console.log. I will write a plus 20. So and now let me show you what console is first. I will go to inspect element. You can use a shortcut Control Shift I. So here you might have used till now elements. There is also console tab. Here, uh, okay, I have created the function, but there is nothing to invoke it. So I have to first do something to invoke it. I will create a button then, and I will name it add. I will tell you later what I have done in this add event placement.
So do we have to pass any variables in the add function?
No, actually, I'm not using anything. That's why we don't have to pass anything here. I just want to show you what var is and what let is. Okay, so if I do, okay, you can just do it easily here. If I do this, we can see. Actually, it's not working. Yeah. Just a minute. Okay, so what I've done is I have created a variable name button. I have uh, taken that button tab. This tab, I have called it from Java from HTML with the help of query selector. So document.query selector helps us to get data from get tabs and select the DOM objects from HTML. Okay, so and in that button variable, I have used an event listener. This is common to everywhere. Okay, so you will whenever you want to use an event, you have to use add event listener. So for now, what event is click? The click is my event list. Oh, and in this I will also put it inside. Whenever I click, it should be printed here. Five. Okay. This is what console tab does. You can see whatever I put inside console.log, it is shown here. Okay. Uh, is it visible or not even? You can see this, right? Hello world.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And there is something called DOM content loaded, and we will use it. Okay, let's do something else first. So see this. Here it is showing an error. Cannot read properties of null. Why it is saying null? That we let's see what it is. It is saying in line number 5 there is something it cannot read properties of null, and it has to read properties of button. I don't know what it is. So just I will console.log and see what is the value of button. Okay, so it is loaded and it is written here null. Okay, so button is having nothing inside it. That's why it cannot work on it. The event listener is not working. So to do that, to get the values in button and to know that it is there or not, we use something called DOM content loaded. There is an event that is called DOM content loaded. So I will create an event, document dot add event listener, and inside it I will write DOM content loaded. So what you have to do, always use DOM content loaded. And what is this? Is function. I will put all of these codes inside it. Right. I will tell you what it is actually. Wait. Now it is working properly. It is showing what is button. Value of button is that tag, button tag. Okay. Okay. Now just start with. Let's do it from starting. So first of all, what is this? The first line. You understand what is event listener actually? Did you get it? Why I am using add event listener at different places?
Yeah, yeah.
So basically, these are the events: down current loaded, click, key up, key down. These are the events, and this keyword helps us to listen it, to take the input from it. Also, you must have noticed that I am using a particular type of uh, casing. Like I am not using completely. small letters, neither completely capital letters. So this is called camel casing, in which you start with small letters, and with when the word is changed, you use capital letter and then continue with small letters. That's what camel casing is. So DOM content loaded, what it does, it waits for until the all the content of that web page, that is HTML CSS, that is loaded, and then it executes all the JavaScript inside it. So what is it like? When the DOM content is loaded, I will execute this function, and inside this function I have this block of code. So if I just take this out of this is variable out of DOM content loaded, is this event listener, still it will return me uh, a plus equal to 20. So I don't have to do that. I will click on add. It is passing 30. Like I have provided a equal to 10. Similarly, if I just this is the let function add equal to 20. Okay, we can call add. Now let me show you what let is. So let scope resides only inside this function. I cannot use b here. Let b equal I have defined let b equal to 20 here. Let me define it somewhere else. Let's just inside it. I defined b equal to 20. I will just put it here. So whenever I click the button, it invokes this function add, and it should print b plus 20. Okay, now because all of this is inside the function, the let function is let is allowing uh, we can use b inside it. As soon as I take out this function out of this function, the scope of let will be gone, and there is the error. Like uh, when let is inside this function and I'm using I can use it, I can use b inside, only inside this function I can use b, because I have declared with let uh, inside this function. Whereas I can use var anywhere throughout the code. Like it doesn't matter where I have where I am using that variable a, which has been declared as var. uh, did you get it? Anything, any doubt?
So we can declare let globally.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say. You whenever you declare any variable with let, it we can you cannot access it globally. You can just access it through a block of code through the inside the function that where you have declared it. Whereas var you can access it globally. It is not bounded to any function. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, any doubt, anything else?
No.
You get it what console.log is,
Yeah.
and what DOM content loaded was.
Yeah.
Okay, event listener, you got it. You get this line number 6, what I have done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the very basics, and now let's just add it. I will just comment it out. You can use this line actually. Now we will use the JavaScript to implement some features in our Spotify clone. I will just copy this part. Actually, I will remove this because I don't need it anymore. So, what is the first step whenever we have to use JavaScript? We have to link it. Okay, link it to the HTML file. Get it? Did you get it?
Yeah.
So with the help of script tag, you can add the JavaScript file to link the JavaScript file with HTML. You can also use the script file just below the body, and it is a better practice to use it below the body because if you whenever we use JavaScript here, it actually waits to load the JavaScript first, then it goes with the this part, the body. Uh, Also, we can use something called def. Uh, we will talk about it in next lecture actually when we will move deeper in JavaScript. For now, just we will take you through. I will take you through from really basic stuff actually. So first of all, let's just get it started in live server. Okay. So this was something you guys are familiar with. Okay. You guys get this. Okay. So what I will do. Are you guys with me, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So what I will do for now, this is you have downloaded this song, right? I asked you to.
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, I will you make this button to make this to play the music for me. Like whenever I click on this, this music will play. Like whatever the name of the Eternal Youth, then it will play here. Okay. And this button will turn into a pause button as well. Okay. So let's start with it here. So, what I need first of all, I need objects from my DOM. Before that, let's just get over with our Java's HTML first. It is preferred to add IDs and classes to almost all of your tags that you will be using in your JavaScript. So for this, okay, you guys can just code along with me. Open your VS Code and this file and this line number 324. What is this? Any of you? What is?
Icon.
Yeah, okay, icon, very good. So this icon is about play or circle. Like it will make a play button with a circular boundary. uh, Let me give it an ID of play button, play btn. I will copy this line and just paste it here, and I will change. Okay, so it is showing an error because two tags cannot have similar IDs. I will create a pause button. I will limit pause. So as you can see, it has a for whenever you use fab icons, uh, it has a particular format to for the naming of the icons. So if it is here if I play circle, I will change it to pause. And here, see, there is another icon. As you might have seen that you have implemented the CSS for all the icons here. That's why it just came along with it, and the page is actually responsive, little bit responsive. That's why uh, we are not having a much problem with it. Okay, so I don't want these to be together at once. For that, what I will do is I will open the CSS, and I will. Okay, so if I want to just remove the button, I want to remove this. What should I do? Any idea? Any of you?
Display none.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I will be doing. So instead of just using a hierarchy and going with class, then going with the first the tag, then class, and then the ID, I will just directly use ID. What was the ID we gave to that? pause button.
Pause button.
Yes. Inside it, I will write display none. Now it is gone. Okay. So in this way, we create a logic as well for to whenever I click. So I want whenever I click this button to change into pause button. So what can I do? Whenever I click, I want this play button to have a display property as none, and that button to inline to maintain the CSS as well. So first of all, uh, another thing, first of all, like okay, first let's import the music first and import the variables that we will be using here. So I will create a var. I want play button. You can name anything here, but with the convention it will be better. Document dot query selector, and for IDs what we have to use.
Hash.
Yes, using hash and apt. Similarly, I will call pause button as well. Document dot query selector, and it is also an ID. I will go with display pause. Now I will have to get the music also. So first of all, I will copy that music file here. It must be in my downloads. I will copy it and I will paste it here. Now in VS Code also, you will be able to see that file. So here there is some bar. I will name it music. So to import an audio file in JavaScript, we use audio. Inside it, we have to give the path of that file where it is. So it is just outside only. Usually we have to create an asset folder. Let's just create it here only. Assets. Uh, I will just but I'll put it in assets folder only. So in assets now we can see that music file. So I will write the path as assets I slash eternals. I just change its name. But change the name from here, otherwise it will show that it's conventions. The name has been changed. I will just hit the part dot mp3. Okay, now music has been loaded, but play and pause buttons are here. What I have to do now, I have just to create an event now. Whenever what should be the event? It should be a click event. Okay, are you getting it right? You guys
Yeah.
getting it? Yeah. So it should be a click event. So I will just create a. So what should I do to create an event inside it? First of all, on what object I have to create the event? I have to create the event on play button. This object. So I will write play btn dot add event listener. What type of event it is? It is a click event. Then click, and then shorthand to call write the function. So this is the same thing in a shorter way. You get it? The four ways I just shown you here to write a function. This is one of them. Here, first one I use this type, and now I am using this type, this way to represent a function. Inside it, what I want is that whenever I click on it, I want that music to play. So I will write just music dot play. It will play. It will start playing. Okay, let's just do this one, and you might not be able to hear the audio actually. Right. Okay, so to check confirm that it is working, what I will do, I will use console.log. Obviously it will play music, I can hear, but you guys cannot. So I will use this. What is the value in music? If this function properly executes, I will be able to see this in console. What the name of that music file? So it has been already loaded because it is in live server. I will go to the console and I will click on it. Okay, first of all there is an error. Okay, let's see. Construct audio please. Okay, yeah, I just forgot to use that here. First of when you are importing, you have to use new audio. So, what is this now? Okay, same error that we have discussed earlier. So as soon as you click here, the music is playing actually, and you can see. I should have created a pause button as well. So music is playing, and what was in the music variable is there. Okay, are you guys with me, right?
What was the error? I didn't get it.
Okay, so error was the same, that it was that play button was not having any value. It was showing null. So why I have declared it outside document dot content loaded. Like uh, actually what happened is this the value. Okay, basically um, the play button is getting value of play this id, but it has not been loaded yet. That's why it is not having any value in it, and when it doesn't have any value, it is called null. And it was showing null only. As soon as I put it inside the event listener with DOM content loaded, it just changed into it just helped it to get the values first before calling it. Like it has value, it is now value. Just show you console.log ABT. So here you can see the value of that, the id and the class of that, and tag also, tag id and class of this variable. If I have declared it outside the DOM content loaded function, it will show null. It doesn't have any value. So if it doesn't have any value, then how it can go for an event listener? Like how will it know that when it has to listen to that event? Did you get it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so now what I have is Instead of this, I will write music is playing. Okay. And so when I click on it, I want that its CSS display to change to none. For that, what we do, we have play button. I want play buttons. These buttons display. What is display? It is style. Style dot what property it is? Display. I want okay. This is the format of changing a style or adding a CSS to uh, any element through JavaScript. What you have to do is you have to select the object. Then what you want to do? You want to change its style. What property you want to do? What you want to change? It is display property. What should be value of the display property? It should be none. Okay. Did you get this line?
Yeah, yeah.
Object style property its value. And oh, I shouldn't have do that. So I will just click on it and it will removed. Music is playing and it has been removed. Now I want the pause button to be visible so that I can pause it. To that, for that, what I will do, I will change pause button style to inline. You get it? So pause button dot style properties display. I want to change it to inline. Okay, and at the same time I will just add the function to stop playing the music, pause the music. For that, what I will do, I will add a event listener to pause button. Pause button dot add event listener, and to that it should be a clickable event, and then what it should do when it has been clicked, we will write it inside it. So whenever the pause button is clicked, I want music to pause. Music dot pause, and I want that the uh, yeah, I will write the console as well. It will be better. Console.log stop. So whenever you want to write and display directly a string, you should use double quotes or single quotes. And variable, you just write the variable name without quotes uh, to show in console, to show anything in console. Now I want that the pause button style to get none again and play button style to come back. So simply I will just copy and paste this code and change play button style to inline and pause button style to none. Okay, now just let me show you the website only so that you can see that audio is also there. Wait, should we start here? So the website is visible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will click on the play button. The music is playing. I will pause it. It has stopped. In the console, let's see what is there. So I will go for the console. Let it be. I'll just change the browser. Um, So I will play it. Music is playing and pause. Music has stopped. Okay. So this is working. So now, did you get it? So Srimohi,
Yeah, yeah.
you will be able to add this function to your file, right?
Yes.
Okay. So do you want to also learn like if I click on the like button, it should turn red. How? What do you think? How should we do that?
Change the style of the color to red on
Perfect.
clicking.
Yes. So what should be the first step to do that?
Add event listener. Click
No. Okay. So on what I have to add the event listener?
on the icon.
Okay. So first I have to get the icon, right?
Yeah.
So as an object, I have to get the icon. Then I will change the color. Okay. So now I'm doing all this in after DOM content is loaded. In this, let's create another variable, name it like. I can use let all here also because it is already in scope of this function. I will change it to like, and uh, let's just give that also an ID. So here it is the like button, heart. So this is the like the heart icon. I will change it ID to like, and then I will call it document dot query selector, and it is an ID. Now what I have to do, I have to make this. Now I have to add an event listener to like. Type add event listener. Inside it should be a click event, and I will write the function. So inside the function, now I will change the color of the style. So instead of using as a variable, you can directly use this to apply the changes and do other things. So let me show you this once. So I directly use document.query selector like, and then I will use style dot color. Color should be changed to red. It should be red. And when I will uh, do
Click
this,
spelling was wrong.
okay, see let's see. Yes. Thank you. Now just I will click the color has been changed. Now I want it to change back, and I when the color is red, I want it to change back to gray. To do that, what I can do is I can do a if statement. I will ask it if the, so for that you will just change this to like only because it will, we use for variables to make it easier to write the code. Okay, so if I have to write all of it, it would be a hectic thing. So what I want is if the like style dot color is equal to red. So, are you familiar with this if statement?
Yeah,
So the major difference should be I have used three equal tos, right?
yeah, yeah.
So what the usually two equal tos are generally used to check on compare the variable values. The third, when we use three equal tos, it also checks the property or the data type you can say, but here I will say property. It should be same property and then it will check the value as well. So I will check If the color is red, then change it to gray. Else, change it to red. I will remove this line now. Now what will happen? I click on it, it changes red. I will click on it again, it will change to gray again. You get this? Should I repeat? Simoy,
Yes, got it.
you got it right? So uh, we have time. So what do you think? Just we should add something here. Like let's just change this your songs to liked songs. So where are the cards content? Liked songs. Okay. We don't have anything. Okay. Here's something liked songs. Where it is in the website. Yes. Okay. So here I will change it to your liked song. So now I want whenever I click this, I want this um, this template of the song to appear here. Okay. For that, uh, okay, we can do that. It will take only 5 to 10 minutes. I will create an div inside this collection main. I will name it like class. I will get a class like. Okay. Now what I want, whenever I click this, the details should change to this. Like all these tags will be same, just the address of the image will be changed and name will be changed. So I have to do this with JavaScript. So how will I do it? Like first of all, it is the place when I click on it and it gets liked. So there is something called inner HTML. Okay. Before that, let me just get that div. So I will create another variable like song document dot event listener. Document query selector. Okay. Query selector. For class, we have to use dot. I will name it like song. What is the song? Like dot like. Now there is something called inner HTML. What inner HTML does, it changes the HTML of that particular object that I have selected. You can use it in many ways. Let's just see once how it is done. So okay, what I will do, I will just use liked song. I want to change the inner HTML of the object liked song, and I will select the what I want to do. I want to change its inner HTML. Inner HTML. Just the format. This is important actually. How you write these things, and what should be in inner HTML. With simple codes. Inside this, I can write the whole HTML code actually. Okay. So what I want this same thing to be displayed inside this. Just the details will be changed. So inside that div, inside this div, I will be creating another card with the details of the song I liked. Also, whenever using inner HTML, just you have to keep all this in a single line. So I will just put all of it in a single line. And okay, so now it is in a single line. So whenever I click on this, the it has been changed. The inner HTML of that div is being changed. I have now I want to give the uh, string, sorry, the address of the image that should be displayed. So inside the image, this is the image I want to display there, right? Shimo, are you getting it?
Yeah.
So this is the image I want to display. I will put its name there. It is JPEG, and its attribute should be alternate should be, it is an what is the name, eternal. So here the name of the song is there, eternal, uh, the eternal youth, and here's the artist. So now I click on this and I get it here. Now I just create, I wanted to get remove it whenever it is gray again. So when it is gray, inside the gray, I will just do this, and very simple thing, I will just create an empty div here. Simply I have created empty div. So here's a like song. I like this song. I unlike this song. Like this song, unlike this song. Okay, you get this part, or should I repeat this thing again?
Yeah, got
Got it right. So this is just little bit of the JavaScript I want to show you. Also there is that alert thing. uh, so let me show you the alert. So I want whenever I like the song, there should be a pop-up. So I will use this alert for inbuilt function. Inside the pop-up I will type song has been liked, or song is liked, or something like that. Okay, now whenever I click on this, there is a pop-up, and then the color is changed. Okay, that's how the alert thing works. Any doubts, any of it, or you want to repeat anything?
Here we are manually adding the like song, right? So if we wanted to automatically add the song we liked, what should we do?
uh, okay, so the thing is, it is actually getting automatically added, but we have to write something for it. So we will be doing that in next week actually. We will create a whole track, and we will click on the add this like button, and it will be added. The song will be changed. Like you have this inner HTML here, it has to be there. Like what we can do, there is a feature that is in here. I can show you like right in this only. So here, what is the value? Okay, so there, if there is any variable, we use something like dollar is dollar and these type of braces. Inside it, we write with backtick, this backtick, and then the backtick where it is just
Yeah, yeah.
beside one. So we use this, and inside this we can write a variable or something like. image src or some any variable that will be changed. We can use this type of features. I don't have anything to put it here right now. You can change a variable actually. Is a variable. So variable a, I will put it here. So it's not the best example actually. Basically when we use backtick dollar sign and these braces to use variable stuff, like the thing inside can be changed, we will do something
For
like that.
dynamic
Yeah,
variable.
yes, yes, for dynamic variables use this. So we will use something like this. Instead of this single quote I will use a backtick, and inside that I can uh, not like that, I will use this div, and inside the source I will change it to the path of that. I will use this and change the path of that image. I will create a track in the next week with the help of JSON, JavaScript notation or object notation. And similarly, I will change use the dollar sign here and the here in the, and we will put the variable inside it. So in this way, the we can use different songs uh, and make it like in with the give the functionality to them. Okay, like we have to write something. It cannot be like automatically. We have to write something code for to make it automatic. So for now, just we have just one song. That's why we are doing this way. Uh, do you get it? This dollar thing.
Yeah.
I will show you a better example next time. Actually, we'll use. Okay, I think. we'll use okay, I have shown you. You got that part now where I changed the created a div here, an empty div here.
Yes, yes.
I will give a comment like song here. So it will be clear in the code. Any doubt, like anything you might have not get it properly.
No.
So yes, it is working now. Anything else? I guess we are done with it. Kunal, are you there? Can you speak?
Yeah.
Okay. I
Can you
am.
hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
Well, if there are no doubts, then we can end today's session.
Yeah, sure. I guess we can do that. Sima, you don't have any doubt, right?
No.
Okay. Uh, so you can add this functionality to your code, right?
Yeah.
So
We'll be
just
sharing the code in the group as well and some reference materials about JavaScript. So you can go through that.
Okay.
and also whatever the stuff I have used for this, the resources for these also will share. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Then just try to add these features, something else with these, and any doubts you can just text me or Kunal. We will help you. Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
All
so
right, we'll see you in the
this
next
is
session.